As the names are called, place the officers in position.
Worshipful Master-elect, Ed Rindell. Jack.
He's over here, Jack.
Jack.
Oh, no wonder I couldn't find it. You can sit right there.
Just standing.
Yeah.
Senior Warden, Ben Hutzel. Junior Warden, Scott Rowley. Secretary, Doug Baker. Senior Deacon, Skylar Watson. Junior Deacon, Barry Miracle. Senior Steward, Dakota Brown. Junior Steward, Bradley Donaldson.
Worshipful Master, I present these worthy brothers who are ready to be installed as officers of this lodge. I believe them to be of good morals, great skills, true and trusty, and worthy of lovers of the whole fraternity. We're so lovers of the whole fraternity from where wheresoever they may be. There we go. I doubt not that they will perform their respective duties with fidelity.
Brethren of Adel Lodge number 80, you see before you the brethren who have been selected as officers of this lodge for the ensuing year. If any brother knows of any just cause why they or any of them should not be installed, let him now make it known. Before proceeding with these important ceremonies, let us invoke the blessing of deity. Brother Chaplain, lead us in prayer.
Grant, O Lord our God, that these brethren who are about to be invested with the government of this lodge may be endowed with wisdom from on high. May they bring to their new work devotion, loyalty, enthusiasm, and tact. May they take up their duties not lightly, but with a deep sense of responsibility to thee and to their brethren. May each officer be so imbued with the spirit of masonry, so inspired by sublime teaching, that he may discharge the duties of his office with honor to the fraternity. May harmony and brotherly love prevail among the members of this lodge, that it may do its part in the building of the character and in the advancement of thy kingdom. Amen.
So may it be.
Elected officers will remain standing. My brethren, before proceeding to invest you officially, it is necessary for you to take a solemn obligation. You will therefore, each of you, place your right hand upon your left breast, say I, your name, and repeat after me.
I, Ben Brown,
Do most solemnly promise and declare
do most solemnly promise and declare
that I will support and maintain
that I will support and maintain
the Constitution, laws, edicts, and regulations
the Constitution, laws, and edicts and regulations
of the most worshipful Grand Lodge of Iowa,
of the most worshipful Grand Lodge of Iowa,
of ancient, free, and accepted Masons,
of ancient, free, and accepted Masons,
and that I will do,
and that I will do,
to the best of my knowledge and ability,
to the best of my knowledge and ability,
perform the duties
perform the duties
of the office
of the office
with which I am now to be invested.
with which I am now to be invested.
May be seated. Brother Marshall, present the master-elect for installation.
Worshipful Master, I present Brother Adel to be, who has been regularly elected as master of this lodge.
My brother, in inducting you into your office as a symbol of the commencement of your government of this lodge, I am performing a most pleasing duty. By immemorial usage and the established landmarks of Freemasonry, you are to be installed master of this lodge, with powers and prerogatives which are of the highest importance and solemnity. The good resolutions which I doubt not you have formed that these powers and prerogatives shall not be abused or perverted by you, I would gladly strengthen by a word of admonition. The very consciousness of the possession of great authority will ever make a generous man cautious and prudent in its exercise. To rule well has been the fortune of few, and may well be the object of an honorable ambition. It is not by the strong arm or the iron will that obedience and order, the chief objects of good government, are secured, but by holding the key to the hearts of men. The office of master is of great antiquity and honor, and is one of the highest positions to which a Mason can aspire. Its incumbent, to rule well, should possess and exemplify several important qualifications. As a man, he should be of approved integrity and irreproachable morals, free from the domination of hasty temper and ill-governed passions, of good repute before the world, and practicing as an example to his brethren the cardinal virtues of temperance, fortitude, prudence, and justice. As a citizen, he should be loyal to his government, obedient to its laws, prompt in the duties he owes to society, and a pattern of fidelity in all social and domestic relations. As a Mason, he should cling to the old landmarks and be firmly opposed to their infringement, desirous to learn and apt to teach, prompt to aid and relieve, and ever mindful that, though elevated for a time above his fellows, he is elevated by them, and should therefore cultivate everywhere and at all times the golden tenets of brotherly love, relief, and truth. As an officer, he should remember that he is an individual Mason, sharing in that respect a common lot with his brethren, and therefore interested in the welfare of each and all. He should cultivate the closest friendship with his brethren, to be eager to take counsel and ready to give them, and wholly impartial. Such are some of the most important qualifications the master should possess. Be it your purpose to reach this high standard and become a bright and shining example to those who shall follow you. My brother, previous to your investiture, it is necessary that you signify your assent to those ancient charges and regulations which point out the duty of the master of the lodge. You promise to be a good man and true, strictly to obey the moral law. You promise to be a peaceable citizen and cheerfully conform to the laws of the country in which you reside. You promise not to be concerned in plots and conspiracies against the government, but patiently to submit to the law and the constituted authorities. You promise to pay a proper respect to the civil magistrates, to work diligently, live creditably, and act honorably toward all men. You promise to avoid private peace and quarrels, and to guard against intemperance and excess. You promise to be cautious in your behavior, courteous to your brethren, and faithful to your lodge. You promise to respect genuine brethren, and to discountenance impostors and all dissenters from the original plan of Freemasonry. You promise to pay homage to the Grand Master for the time being, and to his officers, when duly installed, and strictly to conform to every edict of the Grand Lodge, or General Assembly of Masons, that is not subversive to the principle and groundwork of Freemasonry. You promise a regular attendance on the committees and communications of the Grand Lodge, and on receiving proper notice, and to pay attention to all the duties of Freemasonry on convenient occasions. You agree to hold in veneration the original rulers and patrons of Freemasonry, and their regular successors, supreme and subordinate, according to their stations, and to submit to the awards and resolutions of your brethren when in lodge convened. In every case, consistent with the constitutions of Masonry. You agree to promote the general good of society, to cultivate the social virtues, and to propagate the knowledge of the mystic art. You agree that no visitors shall be received into your lodge without due examination and satisfactory evidence of their having been initiated in a regular lodge. You admit that no person can be made a Mason in or admitted a member of any regular lodge without previous notice and due inquiry into his character. You admit that no new lodge shall be formed without permission from the Grand Lodge, and that no countenance shall be given to any irregular lodge or to any person clandestinely initiated therein, being contrary to the ancient charges of Freemasonry. You admit that it is not in the power of any man or body of men to make innovations in the body of Freemasonry. Do you submit to these charges and promise to support these regulations as masters have done in all ages before you?
I do.
Brother Ed, in consequence of your cheerful conformity to the charges and regulations of the fraternity, I now install you as master of Adel Lodge number 80, not doubting your care, skill, and capacity. You will now be invested with the charter, furniture, and implements of your lodge. The charter, or warrant, from the Grand Lodge of this jurisdiction alone gives authority to this lodge to meet and work, and without its presence, no meeting of the lodge is lawful. This you are carefully to preserve. In no case should it ever be out of your immediate control, until at the expiration of your term, you shall have duty transmitted it to your successor in office. The Book of Constitutions you are to search at all times. Cause it to be read in your lodge, that none may pretend ignorance of the excellent precepts it enjoins. Receive also the bylaws of your lodge, which you are to see carefully and punctually executed. The Holy Bible, the great light of Masonry, will guide you to all truth. It will direct your path to the temple of happiness and point out to you the whole duty of man. The square is the distinguishing jewel of your office. It is an instrument made use of by operative Masons to square their work, but as free and accepted Masons, making use of the tools of the operative craft as symbols for our moral instruction, we are taught to make use of it for the more noble and glorious purpose of squaring our actions by the square of virtue. The compass teaches us to circumscribe our desires and stay within the boundary line of our duty to God and man. Within its 2 points are contained the most excellent tenets of our institution, which are friendship, morality, and brotherly love. The various implements of your profession are all emblematical of the virtues which should characterize your daily life, and to them your attention cannot be too frequently directed. The 24-inch gauge teaches us so to measure and divide our time that just proportions of it may be given to the service of God and a distressed worthy brother, to our usual vocations, and to refreshment and sleep. Ruling our lives by a punctual observance of duty and following the line of moral rectitude, we travel the straight path of virtue, which leads at last to immortality. The common gavel we use symbolically to break off the corners of our rough earthly natures, thereby fitting ourselves as living stones for that spiritual building, that house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens. The plumb advises us to walk uprightly in our several stations before God and man. The level teaches equality. The trowel, in olden times, was the master's especial tool. Use it, my brother, to spread in this lodge the cement of brotherly love and affection. I invest you with the jewel of your office. And seat you in the Oriental chair. I cover you with this mark of distinction which has been worn by masters from time immemorial when presiding over a Masonic lodge. Worshipful Master, behold your brethren. Brethren, behold your worshipful Master. Join me in giving him the public grand honors, 3 times 3. Worshipful Master, I place in your hands the symbol of authority. Wield it, my brother, with prudence and discretion. Worshipful Master, at this time, would you like to install the remaining officers, or would you like me to take over again?
I think you can proceed as well.
Very well.
I'll get out of the way.
You say. Brother Marshall, present the senior warden-elect for installation.
What's that? Okay, here's that. This way.
Brother Ben, you have been elected senior warden of this lodge and will now be invested with the jewel of your office. The level demonstrates that we are descended from the same stock, partake of the same nature, and share the same hope. And though in every organization there must be some who are elevated to govern and direct, yet he who governs but serves the rest. And no eminence of station should make us forget that we are brethren. He who is placed on the lowest spoke of fortune's wheel may be entitled to our regard, because a time will come, and the wisest knoweth not when every distinction but that of goodness shall cease, and we shall all indeed meet upon the same level. Your regular and punctual attendance is essentially necessary. In the absence of the master, you are to govern this lodge. In his presence, you are to assist him. In this important trust, it will be your duty and should be your pleasure to justify the confidence of your brethren. Brother Ben, look well to the west. You will be conducted to your station. Brother Marshall, present the junior warden-elect for installation. Brother Scott, you have been elected junior warden of this lodge and will now be invested with the jewel of your office. The plum admonishes us to walk uprightly in our several stations, to hold the scales of justice in equal poise, to observe the just medium between intemperance and pleasure, and to make our passions and prejudices coincide with the line of our duty. To you is committed the superintendence of the craft during the hours of refreshment. It is therefore indispensably necessary that you should not only be temperate and discreet in the indulgence of your own inclinations, but carefully observe that none of the craft convert the purposes of refreshment into intemperance and excess. Your regular and punctual attendance is particularly requested, and I have no doubt that you will faithfully execute the duties you owe to your present station. Brother Scott, look well to the south. You will be conducted to your station. Brother Marshall, conduct the secretary-elect for installation. This one's my favorite. Brother Doug, you have been elected secretary of this lodge, and the marshal will now invest you with the jewel of your office. To record the proceedings of the lodge, to receive all monies, pay them over to the treasurer, and take his receipt therefore. Your good inclinations to masonry and this lodge will induce you to discharge the duties of your office with fidelity, and by doing so, you will merit the esteem and approval of your brethren. You will be conducted to your place. Marshal, you will present the senior and junior deacons for installation. Brothers Schuyler and Barry, you have been appointed senior and junior deacons of this lodge and will now be invested with the jewels of your office.
Thank you.
And the rod.
So keep them behind.
These rods, which you will bear in the performance of your duties, are now placed in your hands as symbols of deputed authority. It is your province to attend on the master and wardens and to act as their proxies in the active duties of the lodge, such as the reception of candidates into the different degrees of masonry, the introduction and accommodation of visitors, and in the immediate practice of our rites. The square and compasses, as badges of your office, are entrusted to your care. Not doubting your vigilance and attention, you will be conducted to your respective places.
And we give you first.
Brother Marshal, you will present the stewards for installation. Brothers Dakota and Bradley, you have been appointed senior and junior stewards of the lodge and will now be invested with the jewels and rods of office. It is your duties to prepare the candidates for the ceremonies of degree work. And, go ahead. As they thus receive their first impressions from you, it should be your earnest care to see that these impressions comport with the dignity of the institution. It is also your duty to assist other officers in performing their respective duties. And when the lodge is at refreshment, it will be your province to extend to visiting brethren such attentions as circumstances and true fraternal feeling may suggest. Your regular and early attendance at our meetings will afford the best proof of your zeal and attachment to the lodge. You will be conducted to your respective places. Brother Marshal, you will make the proclamation.
In the name of the most honorable Grand Lodge of Iowa, of 8 free and 8 ancient accepted Masons, I proclaim the offices of Adel Lodge number 80 duly installed. all interest, take notice and govern yourselves accordingly.
Worshipful Master, this completes the installation. I believe you have a few things you'd like to say. Do this first. Introduce our visitors.
Yes, okay. First of all, I do want to thank my lady Rita for being here with me, coming with me and witnessing this. And then I also would like to introduce 3 delegates. We have Junior Grand Deacon Skylar Watson. And we have, get my glasses on, sorry about that. Post Grandmaster Bryce Hildreth, and Commander of Council of Kadosh, the Scottish Rite, Tony Baxter. Thank you all for being here.
Greetings, I'll keep this very brief. I want to, first of all, express the best wishes from our Master of Kadosh and the advisory conference at the Scottish Rite in Des Moines. I congratulate all of you on your installation and a fine ceremony. We want to let you know that we are there. If you need help on stuff, please reach out. We have some events coming up that you may want to plug into as your time allows. And we've got a Shepherd's Tavern coming up on January 14th. We've got a Blue Lodge breakfast on January 25th. So a reunion coming up after that. Showcase February 18th, and then starting April 4th and 5th, our spring reunion. So thank you, congratulations, greetings from the Des Moines Scottish Rite.
Thank you.
Worshipful Master.
Worshipful Master. You'll get that promotion.
Already?
Incoming officers of Adel Lodge number 80, on the behalf of Most Worshipful Brother AJ Brown, I would like to congratulate all of the incoming officers, the Grand Master, and the rest of the Grand Lodge family. It congratulates you and hopes you have a good year. Thank you.
Officers introduce their.
Yes, the
Can I
officers.
say something now?
Pardon me?
Am I out of line if I say something now?
No.
Okay. On behalf of Nemeth Lodge number 577 in West Des Moines, I want to congratulate the new officers. And on a personal note, I just really love coming here and seeing Ed getting re-involved. And I think half these guys here, I was at your degrees and got to participate in a lot of them. And I just absolutely love the stuff that you guys are doing here. And it's always a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Worshipful Master, I can't be quiet. On behalf of Sean Mullen, the newly installed Worshipful Master Lodge number 636 in Ankeny, I bring you best greetings, and I'm here to especially make sure that Skylar got out of office okay.
Yeah.
So I'll report back that he did get out of office.
Okay.
Okay, and we wish you only the best and the officers of Adel Lodge in the coming year. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And I think that now the incoming officers should be able to say their things and introduce your significant others. So we'll just start over here. Yeah.
I'm Dakota Brown, senior steward here now. My wife is currently out in the 4-year with my child.
Scott Rowley and my lovely wife Amber is here, and thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Love you.
Love you too.
I have Brandon Donaldson, new junior steward. My sons Francisco and Max are here with me today. My wife is out there with my 2 younger daughters, and thank you for having me.
Barry Miracle, I'm the new junior deacon. My
My wife Lisa McVeigh's here. Thanks for coming.
Ben Hutzel here. I'm really looking forward to our year. We're gonna have a blast, guys. I wanna thank you, honey, for coming out here. Her name's Jessie, in case anybody's wondering. But I really appreciate all the support with everything in life, so.
Anyone else? Does anyone else have anything they wanna put in? Okay, then, next being, I just need to go over this year's new committee appointees. The charity committee will be myself, Scott, and Ben. And then the finance committee will be Ken Depew, Bob Anderson, and Gary Stevens. Education will be Skylar Watson, Doug Baker, and Ben Hutzel. And then membership committee, we've got Dakota Brown, Brady Todd, and Jacob Porter. So that's what we have in store for this year. I have to say, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm gonna have a lot of fun. I think this is gonna be a great year. We are gonna have fun. So, maybe we'll take care of business too. But other than that, I don't know if there's anything else.
If you have
After-
nothing else, then call, yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about after the ceremony, going to the brickyard and meeting and getting, you know, maybe some snacks, some food, some libation, whatever. So following this, that was the plan. And I believe Dakota was planning on taking pictures after ceremony. Other than that, I thank everyone for coming, thank everyone for being here.
Knock everybody up and have the chaplain do the benediction.
Okay. Go to chat.
Yes, everybody please.
Almighty and everlasting God, from whom cometh every good and perfect gift, send down upon thy servants here assembled the healthful spirit of thy grace, that they may truly please thee in all their doings. Grant, O Lord, peace of mind and great understanding unto those whom we have this day clothed with authority to preside and direct over the affairs of this lodge. And so replenish them with the truths of masonry and adorn them with the humility of life, that both by the glory of God and thy holy name and to the advancement of all for the good purposes of our beloved institution. Amen.
So do we. Now you can say, thank you, everyone.
Okay. Well, thank you, everyone. I guess we're done. Thank you for being here. Send a picture.